So we're live. I just couldn't get a good thumbnail for there. Hopefully something will come in the video so that I can edit it afterwards and actually get a decent thumbnail. So tonight we are talking about blaxploitation, a genre that I really love and that I get asked about a lot. Aside from like giallo and film noir, blaxploitation is one of the most requested things for me to talk about here in the movie club. So tonight we're going to get into that. We're going to actually talk about black. Kind of a, I guess. Hey, Scholar, how's it going? To get out of the way first, I guess. The big thing is there was news from Scream Factory. Hey, Kenneth, welcome. So I just got to get this out of the way so that I can do this. So Scream Factory was putting out a Boris Karloff Bela Lugosi collection. Hey, Corey, and this was the cover, which is actually kind of cool, kind of different. I'm not sure if you can see it very well there. That's the cover, and I'm guessing there were some rights with some of the issues with it altogether. So now it's no longer called the Boris Karloff Bela Lugosi collection. So either Boris Karloff or Bela Lugosi's one of their children had an issue with it. I know who I think it is. Hey, chat. I got back down. Oh, I don't actually. I don't think I do. I think I used to. Now it's this. So, the Universal Horror Collection, Volume 1. And I don't want to spend too much time on that because I really want to get into the blaxploitation aspect of this. It's just that, oh my God, it sucks. Oh my God, the Scream Factory new thing sucks. It looks like back in the day when I was buying VHS, and I'd go to Kmart and they'd have these like dollar bins of like these EP tapes. The covers would pretty much look like what you see for the Universal Horror Collection from Scream Factory. It's pretty bad. Now, I forgot one thing which I got to grab upstairs. So, hate to do this at the beginning of the video, but this is actually something that's very important to me, and going to be important to this. Yeah, it's pretty sad looking video. Less than 30 seconds, and we'll be able to start the video proper. And we're going to talk blaxploitation, which is something you guys have been asking me to do for a long time. So come in and watch this video because you guys asked me for this one. So all right, so what was so important that I had to run upstairs? See, how's it now? Because I have no second mic to go with. I'd have to stop making the video for till next time. I have epilepsy. So I have pills. And I had to take. There we go. Anyway, where to start in blaxploitation? Well, we could start at the beginning. So who here already collects blaxploitation cinema? Don't all speak at once. Because there's a reason I'm asking. Or who here is interested in blaxploitation? I mean, collecting blaxploitation. Now, if you're not familiar with the term blaxploitation, which hey Bears, I'm sure you most likely are. It's you got some. So same here. Basically, it is a film with a predominantly black cast, like in usually a genre film, like an exploitation genre. It could be like horror, or it could be like action. Usually, horror and action are the two predominant blaxploitation genres that we see. You don't get a lot of blaxploitation science fiction or stuff like that, but you get ones that kind of go across the line. There's names you're going to hear over and over again, like Fred Williamson. You'll hear Jim Brown is another name that you'll hear in blaxploitation a lot, and of course there is. I know what I forgot. I'm going to bring you guys with me. One of them I forgot to take out, and this is a really really cool blaxploitation film. So that's got to be part. There's Dolemite with Rudy Ray Moore, who is awesome. And Vinegar Syndrome, by the way, are starting up a new website. So they are closing their website on March the 25th. So if you want to get anything in, any orders in before March the 25th, I suggest doing that. Well, before that date, doing that soon. Well, as you guys know, I tape my episode for Just This podcast, and we actually have an idea for a third episode in the future. We got to watch the movie first, but we may be focusing on one or two films actually, as opposed to the 2 or 3 that we did with the recent one. So, for me, I guess the best place to start is at the beginning. The one that everybody should definitely have in their collection, but it's a different one. It's a weird one, and this is from Vinegar Syndrome. So if you don't have this film here, it's a movie that I really recommend. It is it's kind of the start. It's the building block of the blaxploitation genre. It's very different. This is like, if you're familiar with blaxploitation and you think of like Dolemite or Fred Williamson, this would be equivalent to the Bergman or the art house of blaxploitation. It's definitely a blaxploitation film. It started the whole genre. It did extremely well. It was by Melvin Van Peebles, so everybody by now knows what this is, and that is Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song. Now, this is a fantastic little film. It's, that being said, it's probably not the easiest dive into if you've never watched a blaxploitation film before. This is very much an indie film. This is very much an art house film. Melvin Van Peebles has complete control over this film, and it is fantastic. But it is hey Andy, it is a fantastic one. But the thing is that it's not gonna be one of the ones as you're going through. The choice for some of the music, the way some of the shots are done, the editing on the film, and the way that it plays with some of the plays with film and style and construction. It's really different. So this great film, and this is the first blaxploitation film, but it's started it with lofty goals. So if you're looking at blaxploitation and you want something that's more along the lines of more of a fun type, don't worry, we got those here. We're going to be talking about those as well. But if you want to see the genesis of blaxploitation, you want to see like more of like an art house style film, definitely a really good film. Melvin Van Peebles does amazing with this one. He actually has his son in a small beginning of the film, a younger back. Great film. This was put out by Vinegar Syndrome. And usually the cover that you'll see now, because I don't think that the slip is available anymore. There are some great features on here. There's a great interview with Melvin Van Peebles. It's really, really good, by the way. Interview with one of the actresses in the film. They do like a Q&A that was at the Black Panther Film Festival. So a lot of stuff to look into. There's a historical commentary with Sergio Mims, who's like a film historian. So a lot of stuff to dive into right here for that one. But let's go into a lot of stuff you guys are probably most interested in or you would know about. And so we're going to dive into probably the most, when it comes, it's definitely plugged in. Hopefully it's good. This is the only mic I got. So the actress that I would like to talk about is Pam Grier. Now, Pam Grier, of course, she's the queen of blaxploitation. She did recently, I guess, well, not recently, but she did the Tarantino film Jackie Brown. But most people, my age for sure, remember Pam Grier. And my dad like grew up like watching a lot of the Pam Grier stuff. Well, was older, but I guess within my age now, watching Pam Grier stuff. And did a lot of really cool. She's a very sexy lady, and she's a badass. So I got a couple Pam Grier ones here. I got my Pam Grier ones through Arrow Video, and they put out a lot of really good stuff when it comes to Pam Grier. And hopefully you guys can hear me, because now I feel a little self-conscious. So hopefully this mic is working okay. And so first up is Foxy Brown. And this is probably the most famous Pam Grier one. This is the one that most people know. And this is, this is a great film. Wife material. Pam Grier rocks, man. So she would go on later. She'd be in like Bones with Ice-T. And he was really like shy and kind of blushed when he had to do a kissing scene with Pam Grier, because it was Pam Grier that was like everybody else. Not Ice-T, Snoop Dogg. Sorry, Snoop Dogg grew up like idolizing Pam Grier. He was the one that she would be his fantasy. This is a fantastic film, great action. It's done by Jack Hill. Right, Jack? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, and Jack Hill did a lot of these style films. Snoop Dogg. Thank you. I said AC first. I got Bones here somewhere too, but I can't find it. Pam Grier is extremely hot. Now, as good as Foxy Brown is, it's not my favorite Pam Grier film. It is a great film. This right here, Coffee, this is my favorite Pam Grier film. This is where I think she looks her best and most kind of baddest. Great movie. These movies here, they go hand in hand. You can't really have one without the other. You need coffee. You do need coffee in your life, Bears. You really do. It's a great film. I enjoy the hell out of these, and I watch these on a regular basis. I'm a huge Pam Grier fan. Now, both of and I think Kino was it Kino that put out some Pam Grier stuff. I do get mine through Arrow. These here are not. Let's see if these are these are Region B releases. So if you get that, then you have to know ahead of time. That you have a region free player, but there are region free versions out there, I'm sure. And of course, these came out originally on the MGM Soul Cinema collection, which I have a few of. Again, if you do get these, they are loaded with features, great stuff, dual covers, and if you've never looked into these, seriously, look at this, man. You can't go wrong with Pam Grier. Pam Grier is amazing, and that's not the only Pam Grier I got here. I also have Black Mama, White Mama. Now this is kind of the Pam Grier defiant ones. This is really, really different than I thought it was going to be. We sat down to watch this one, and we thought it was going to be your average exploitation. Oh, I don't have Fort Apache the Bronx. That's one I saw in theater too. Did that ever get a really good Blu-ray? This is a darker film than I expected. Way, way darker. There's some brutalness in this film. Definitely check it out. Not as light as these. These are basically revenge films. These are Pam Grier, somebody kills her boyfriend or her brother. There's drugs involved usually, maybe some sex trafficking, and she's killing the bad guys. This one here, much different. She's escaping from from prison, from a bad regime. It starts out looking like it's going to be kind of like a prison movie, and it turns into this it turns into a completely different action style film with some real great performances, some great acting. Sid Haig is in this one here. John Ashley produced this one. John Ashley did produced a lot of this stuff. So if you're see stuff over in the Philippines, stuff with Ciro Santiago or names like that. I think this one was directed by who directed this one here? Was it Demi? No, Eddie Romero actually. So if you're looking at the if you got the Blood Island trilogy, or you're looking at the Hemisphere horror trilogy, that is actually directed by this guy right here, Eddie Romero, and he does a really good job. It's way, way better than you expect for a movie called that. Hey, Cubic Club, how's it going, man? Now you're on the other side again. Yep. So, Corey, this is Eddie Romero, and I know you got the Hemisphere horror box set. Friday Foster is actually really good. I don't have Friday Foster. That is, if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've seen it. That's a bit of a tamer one, right? Because I'm pretty sure that might have been based off a comic strip or something like that. So you don't get the usual. I guess the nudity and stuff they expect from that. 80 Films got Friday Foster. I got to get that one. All right. Next up is one that gets a serious recommendation from me. It's a really fun film, and it's a great role by Glenn Thurman, and that is the awesome JD's Revenge. So if you have never seen JD's Revenge, definitely check this out. This is a possession film, where basically you get this nice like wholesome young guy, and he gets possessed by this by a dead pimp by the name of JD Walker. And JD's Revenge is amazing. The performances in this are really, really good, and his transformation from who he is basically to be becoming like JD. It's really, really cool. It's really well done. You can see early on like what a great actor this is, and it's a great supporting cast too. You got Louis Gossett in here. You know, Louis Gossett Jr., Joan Pringle's in this one as well. Also, we have like God, who else is in this one? There's a bunch of actors in this one that I really like. But if you have not seen this one, highly recommend it. Fantastic film. Again, this is an Arrow video release. This is a Region B release, just so you know. So if you're into like all regions, definitely check it out. Now we got one that I mentioned, which I showed you guys first. And this one's more lightweight. It's more comedic. There's 4 of these altogether. They're by Rudy Ray Moore. And Rudy Ray Moore does a really good job in kind of the blaxploitation action stuff. But Rudy Ray Moore was a comic. He was a comedian. And he had a certain like lyrical style to his... he did like prose type humor where he would tell kind of lyrical stories. He actually does this in the 4 films that he made. Now he made more than 4, but like there's 4 big ones that are known. And I've got the first one, and that is Dolemite. And Rudy Ray Moore and Dolemite, it's really good. It's actually way funnier than you'd expect it to be. If you're not familiar with Rudy Ray Moore, this is a great way to get your start. There are 4 Rudy Ray Moore films that were put out by Vinegar Syndrome, and no matter which one you get, you're going to have a fun time. But I always say start with the original first. Hey, Brian, welcome, dude. Welcome to Blaxploitation Night. This is Brian, by the way, guys. And if you're new, which most of you guys will know, Brian from Jets of Disc and Pure Cinema Podcast, who makes me sound good on a podcast when I ramble on and on. So, and Stephanie too. Wow. So the gang's all here. Stephanie also does the Just of This podcast as well as the Screamcast and so much more. I'm a blaxploitation nut. Right now we're at Dolemite, and definitely pick this one up. Listen to as you're going through. Make sure there's a sequence where he does his stand-up stick, or he stops and they get him to like basically tell him a story, like tell him a kind of a prose, a lyrical type of like rhyme type of story, and that's like pure, like that's real uncut. That's Rudy Ray Moore at the core. There we go. There's my weird rap attempt. But anyway, so that is like definitely, and I will actually be looking at that one too. But yeah, when you're watching this movie, it's going to be a fun movie. But there's this one sequence where he does the poem thing, and that's a big part of his persona, of his stage persona. So always check that out. He's got rhymes like dimes, right? Yeah, or rhymes like dimes, or any of that type of stuff. I'm super white bread. Ganja and Hess, the original's on Shudder, because there's the remake as well. I can't remember if the remake was called something else. I know that I think it was the Spike Lee joint. Now this is the original Ganja. Eureka Films. I was really surprised actually, because before this, most of what I knew Eureka for were more the art house films, and I didn't really see how Ganja and Hess fit in there until I rewatched Ganja and Hess when I got this, and I really saw how it fits. Ganja and Hess is a strong, powerful film. I actually did a review of this one. There's nothing out there connection. You're right, it does. Yeah, actually, this is edited by what's his name, Victor, right? Victor Kaninsky, the Rolf Kaninsky, who directed There's Nothing Out There, which is going to be on our Vinegar Syndrome podcast. I didn't know that until I actually looked at the features of that one, by the way. But this is a fantastic film. This is not a light film though. There is a lot of there's a lot of depth and there's a lot of layers to this film. It's like peeling back an onion. Uh, this definitely goes into this. I could definitely see some Jordan Peele would do now or would redo now. It there's a lot of like heavy issues that still are prevalent today. Me being a whitey, as my better half calls me, because she's from Morocco, she can do that. Don't you know wouldn't get it as well as like she did, and we actually talked about this. We had a really good conversation. And reviews that I've ever done, so check that out. But this is a fantastic release. If you don't have this one, guys, Steph, Brian, guys, if you don't have this one, really, it's worth checking out. It's got great features on here. It is an excellent booklet. Welcome on Ganja and Hess, and it's really a fantastic film. I can't say enough good about this one. It is one that you need to like sit down and watch. Hopefully, there's not too many problems with the. I've been asked. All right. So this is my backup mic, and let me know if you can hear me now. Perfect. It's the best I can do, Rich. Sorry about that. I apparently have to get a new mic, which is thankfully I'm going out of town for about a week, so it's going to be a little bit difficult. But I'm going to have to get a mic there. I'm not sure what the if I can get like the sound on this one a little bit better, but I need a mic. I know, Rich. I was joking, but yeah, definitely pick this up. Ganja and Hess, a great release, and features on commentary on here. There's like talk. There's a really good talk on the film, and let's just see. I just got a message here that I got to. My kids are actually searching for TV today. There we go, Ganja and Hess. Sorry, guys, I'm a little flustered that I didn't expect the mic to die on me, so that kind of like took me off for a bit. I do apologize. I got a couple here, different ones. Like these are kind of like the more lower budget ones. They were done by Fred Williamson. Fred Williamson is a guy known for his suits. I'm not joking, actually. I don't have the House on Skull Mountain. These are DVDs, Adrian. I do need to get the House on Skull Mountain. But here is Meet Johnny Barrows, which came out from Code Red, I think. Yeah, Code Red. This is part of their Fred Williamson Signature Collection, Volume 1. And they also very, very low budget. Death Journey, which I actually remember better than... I don't remember this one very well, but I remember this one actually pretty damn well. And that is... these are really low budget films. They were made by Fred Williamson. In it, you get to see Fred Williamson kicking butt, Fred Williamson wearing suits, Fred Williamson looking cool. Fred the Hammer Williamson. So, I don't have Bucktown actually. I'm kind of wondering if that's... What are these films? These are part of the Fred Williamson collection. Brian, the Cubic Lover there. So basically, these were put up by Code Red, and during a sale on Screen Archives, I got them for $1 each, and they're fun. They're they're on the lower, really lower budget scale of Blaxploitation, but they're really fun. And yeah, you rarely get these for for $1. And you know, it's not the only. Along with Fred Williamson, also got to say Jim Brown is really fun too. So this is the second Slaughter film. There's another one. I got more Blaxploitation. I don't have them all here, but I wanted to give you kind of like an idea. So this is Slaughter's big ripoff. Yeah, exactly. This is a really cool one. And who did this one? Was it Gordon? Yeah, Gordon Douglas directed this one. We got like Don Strode in this, and it's got Ed McMahon. I'm not kidding. So if you're a little bit older like me, then you know the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and Ed McMahon was his was his sidekick. So Ed McMahon is in this film here actually. Gloria Hendry was in a lot of like Blaxploitation films. It's a fun one. It's a really fun one, and this is kind of what a lot of people look for. Well, from Full Moon High, I actually got Full Moon High. I'm a huge Larry Cohen fan. Huge Larry Cohen fan. I feel a bit Larry Cohen the way Steph feels about John Waters. There's a... definitely, guys, check this one. Check out any of the Slaughter ones. I got to say, this one here is really fun. It's, again, part of the Soul Cinema Collection. And I'm not quite sure how this actually happened. I've watched this film like a couple of times, but somehow this has managed to stick on here. I got to get this off now. And hey, Jace. This is usually what people think about when it comes to Blaxploitation. They'll think about this one right here because this is the type people think of. Henry's the Bond girl. And a lot of that comes from the Shaft movies. I got the Shaft movies here. I don't have them right here with me, but I love Shaft. So, Live and Let Die. One of my favorites, actually. And one of the best songs from any Bond film. Yeah, if you like Blaxploitation and you like James Bond, then Live and Let Die is the movie that you want to see. It's got good old Baron Samedi in it. And, of course, Yaphet Kotto. This. If you've watched Blaxploitation, this is going to make a lot more sense to you. I don't have it over here right now. It's over there. But this is I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. This was the go-to. The one that OG, the OG. All right. Now, there would be an excellent Blaxploitation, like one come out afterwards, called Black Dynamite. And if you've never seen Black Dynamite, where have you been? Black Dynamite is awesome. But I'm Gonna Get You Sucker is a fantastic film. It's got a lot of the greats in here too, like people that I mentioned before, like Fred Williamson's in this one. I think Fred Williamson. No, Jim Brown's in this one. Isaac Hayes is in this one. Bernie Casey uh, is in here. Antonio Fargas, who plays like the pimp character. Of course, you know Antonio Fargas is better known for like playing the brother in I think Foxy Brown. Also, you know playing Huggy Bear as well in Starsky and Hutch, the TV series. Yeah, Black Dom is such a fun film. And we got a few actually. Bernie Casey was for Doctor Black and Mr. White. Hey Mark, how's it going? No, you're actually extremely right. Jim Brown was a football player actually. A few of the blaxploitation actors actually got a start in football. That will be like their that would be the way that they started it. I also have over here. Oh God, I want to get it too because there's you guys are asking me about some that I got and I don't have over here. If you haven't seen Black Dynamite, I'd say see a couple of the blaxploitation ones first, like a Slaughter or Shaft, or the original Shaft especially, and you'll get a better appreciation for when you watch like I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, Black Dynamite. Both those are fantastic, like parody films. But like any other parody film, you get more out of it. I learned a lot in the chat too, actually. uh, you get so much more out of it by having seen having seen the original. You pick up more on the references and on the jokes. There was a new Shaft coming with like three Shafts, right? Like with the original Shaft, and then like the Samuel Jackson Shaft, and now the younger guy playing Shaft. So the three generations of Shaft. All the Shaft. Okay, I'm not even going to go there. Cooley High. This is a blaxploitation one, a different one, and it's not talked about a lot actually. It's not talked about enough. This is a really good film, and this has a great cast. So if you liked Big Shaft in Africa, I got that one here too somewhere. I got way more of these than I brought out today. Car Wash is another great soundtrack for Car Wash, by the way. I'm okay with Disney owning Fox. And the memes about it are totally hilarious. Glenn Turman from JD's Revenge is in this one here. We got Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, who a lot of people are going to know, well, my age are going to know from Welcome Back, Kotter. And we got Garrett Morse from the original Saturday Night Live crew on here as well. Cynthia Davis is in this film, a fantastic film. If you've never seen Cooley High, kind of go in blind and watch it. Really, really good movie, and doesn't get talked about enough. But one thing I'm not going to do is not tell what it's about because I want you to go in and watch this one. And it's really cool to go in and see this one. See this one blind. I love the fact that people are throwing out like kind of like not just blaxploitation films, but films that some of these actors were in as well, which is actually really, really cool. Your favorite teen movie? So there's a couple more here that I do want to. Let me just, want to talk about, and I've already talked about this one, so I'm not going to go on this one a lot. So this is by Severin Entertainment. That is Blackenstein. This is again, primarily it's a fun film, kind of on the lower end of the blaxploitation horror one, but I still liked it. I really enjoyed it. And when you got Blackenstein looking like this, how can you not enjoy it? How can you not enjoy this film? Package arrived. Right on, Corey. I haven't got to talk to Laura Gemser and Black Emmanuel, but thank you, actually, because I'm a huge Laura Gemser fan. I should probably go there next. Originally, there was an Emmanuel series with Sylvia Crystal. I love Emmanuel. I'm a really big fan of the Emmanuel series. Oh, I'm a Dr. Black, Mr. Hyde fan. That's the Bernie Casey one. That's the one I was trying to remember the name of before, actually. That is It's Alive in the background, actually. I got the box set there. I'm a huge Larry Cohen fan. But in the what was it? I think it was the second Emmanuel film. There is a sequence in a massage parlor where basically Emmanuel and her husband are both getting we'll just say full body massages from two lovely ladies, and one of those ladies is Lord Gemser. Lord Gemser caught enough attention that she got her own Emmanuel series. Now, as opposed to the original Emmanuel series with Sylvia Crystal, which was about pretty much about the discovery of sexuality for this woman and her journey, her Emmanuel series was tended to be more action and horror oriented. So they took the Lord Gemser Emmanuel, and they originally called it like Black Emmanuel, that type of thing. But the black X part of it would get taken off in later years, of course. So she would be like a journalist, kind of like a photojournalist, and she would get involved in different things from cannibalism to checking out, to like getting stuck in a women's prison. There's a ton of like Lord Gemser, like Emmanuel films out there to look into. Really, really good stuff, by the way. Ones that I definitely recommend checking out. Severin has put out a few of the Lord Gemser ones. I have Manuel and the Last Cannibal, that was also put up by 88 Films as well. And they're now putting out another, well, that's one that I thought was Emmanuel, Lord Gemser, but it wasn't. It's actually Emmanuel and Francois, which is actually an Italian Emmanuel film. So I said that wrong the last time I spoke about it on video. That's what happens when you're making a Disney video when you talk Severin. Okay. Next up is my favorite of the Blaxploitation horror films that's out there, and that is Sugar Hill. Now, Sugar Hill is way different than you're going to imagine, than what you're thinking. It's a fantastic film. If you've seen the Count Yorga films, for instance, that came out in the 70s, Robert Quarry played Count Yorga. Robert Quarry plays an excellent bad guy in this film right here, in Sugar Hill. He does a great job in the role as the bad guy. Everybody on this is like, this is above. This is what I would call a really above average in this genre. I love everything about this film, and it's so different. It turns a lot of the regular tropes kind of on their head. It's a different like Blaxploitation one. This is a horror / action one. There's actually a voodoo is used in this one here, and as opposed to like in a lot of films, voodoo is more of a it's more of a good thing. I would consider it more of like usually when you see voodoo in films, voodoo's the bad guy, right? I don't see voodoo as the bad guy in this film. Voodoo actually is one of the things that helps, helps get like Robert Quarry. Again, this is by Kino. This is a region A release, so if you're in the UK, you may need a region-free player for this. I'm not quite sure if this plays in all regions. It is a fantastic film. It's a great audio commentary on here. There's like some interviews as well. If you don't have, and I cannot say this, I can't stress this enough, if you have never seen or don't have Sugar Hill in your collection and you are even remotely interested in horror and blaxploitation in either of those genres, this should be in your film library. This definitely gets my seal of approval, my top recommendation for this type of stuff. So along with your Ganjas and Hesses and your sweetbacks, this is one you really got to have in your collection. It is a fantastic film. I mentioned Gran Torino. I like Gran Torino, actually. It's long. I haven't seen it since it came out, but I like the film. And one from Scream Factory, and it's a double feature, is Blackula and Scream Blackula Scream. Now again, Scream Blackula Scream uses kind of like voodoo and not as in a good way, as a good guy, as opposed to like in a lot of films where voodoo is evil. And I wonder if you'll see like more. Maybe it's with the filmmakers. Maybe it's the way you see it. But Blackula, the first Blackula is a fantastic film. It's a fun film. It's got Newfoundland connections. As I mentioned on here before, the guy that plays the chief of the police of New York City, because that's where Blackula takes place, or is that L.A., Los Angeles? I can't remember. It's Los Angeles or New York, one of those places. So wherever it is, the chief of police, he's Gordon Pinson, with a strong Newfoundland accent, which he cannot hide. And it's I heard a weird sound in the background. It's like, is this place haunted? Next up is Scream Blacklist Scream, and this does have the lovely Pam Grier. So, what I spoke with earlier on this one. So, if you're a fan of Pam Grier, you're going to want to make sure you get this double feature. I like Scream Blacklist Scream, but I don't like it as much as the original Blackula. I think the original Blackula is definitely the definitive like one that you should get. Now, if I was going to put it to you in like ones that you should have that are must-haves in your collection, definitely Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song. This starts it all. Remember, this is more of like a what do you want to call it? I'm just reading your comments. I'm getting distracted. Sorry, guys. And I like your comments too. But I read them afterwards. This is an art house kind of indie style one. It's really good, but it is a bit of a challenge if you've never watched Blaxploitation before. Along you got to have some Fox. So you got to have some like some Pam Grier, either Foxy Brown or Coffee. Coffee is my favorite Pam Grier film. This definitely. Arena's one she did is a kind of like a prison one she did as well. That's not too bad either. Ganja and Hess. Any serious film collector got to have Ganja and Hess in their collection. This is a great one. Definitely one to pick up. It can be a bit of a challenge, but it is a really fun film. Don't, Eastman. I got to check something, guys. Something is freaking me out. I just heard weird noises in my basement tonight, and it's like type of thing. Now, over here, there's another one I wanted to look at. Also, in the 90s one's Death by Temptation with Camille Hardison. Right? Kadeem Hardison. Is a fun little one. And when it comes to I can't show you the Emmanuel cover because it's a nudity filled cover. But there's a lot of that style when it comes there. And I've just like basically right now, what I'm doing is I'm just gonna like talk. This one is better. I can show this cover. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So this is Emmanuel and the Last Cannibal from 88 Films, which is one that I also recommend when it comes to that. If you like the Emmanuel films, don't feed your basement after midnight. It's been so weird. This entire night has been like really strange. I've been like, got down here and I started to like to set up, and I started hearing like this noise in this other room because what you guys don't see is over here. See behind me? There's this door, and that's like the storage area, which I went into to put stuff in there, but I rarely go in there. So, I could have like a maniac in the storage area and not even know it. That type of thing. All right, so that is going to be pretty much the 101 start on Blaxploitation. I had planned to make this video a little bit longer, but kind of getting used to this, Hopefully you can hear me okay. Hopefully the sound isn't too low when it comes to this, because this may be what I got to use when I'm waiting to get a new mic, and I'm not sure how long that's going to take. Aliens. What about aliens? Thank God, because I really got nervous when it came to that happening. There's a couple over here. So this is the Soul Cinema edition of Coffee, by the way. And there were a few others that I had here that I did want to show you guys. The Defiant Ones isn't really Blaxploitation, but it's a great film with Sidney Poitier. And Willie Dynamite is also another one. I can't remember where I got that putt now, but I got like a 3-pack. It's got Willie Dynamite and a couple others on there. They were way more serious than I expected them to be. So if you've never seen Willie Dynamite, I think Arrow put it out on Blu-ray. It's definitely a fun one. It's definitely a different one. It's not It looks like it's going to be the regular fun, you know, kind of like the Dolemite style of Blaxploitation film, just pretty light. But Willie Dynamite actually has some definitely darker, more serious tones to it. Some things that I definitely think need to be looked into. And of course, there is the slightly controversial, but nonetheless intriguing and interesting film called Welcome Home, Brother Charles, which was put out by Vinegar Syndrome. That is not a movie for kids. It's more of it's definitely a darker one. Let's just say that his murder weapon is, oh, my jacket, which is keeping the cat from getting up. But if you've never seen Welcome Home, Brother Charles, Stephanie, Brian, guys, if you've never seen like Welcome Home, Brother Charles, it's definitely one to check out. So there you go. Now, right now, what I'm going to do is I have to aliens. Yeah, it is crazy to go out and get some milk. And apparently, this is the last of my orange juice, so I'm going to go grab some of that as well. So, thank you for joining me here tonight in my movie library. I am Aaron. Apparently, my basement is haunted. Yeah, I got to get some bubbly too. Thank you, Brian. I forgot that. Make sure to check out both Steph and Brian on podcasts on Just the Discs. There's Pure Cinema. There's Screamcast. Make sure that you guys are checking out all those. Always feel free to pimp your stuff down below in the comment section down below so people know exactly where to find you at. Have a great evening, guys. I will see you later. Hopefully I'll see you later. Hopefully I'm not like attacked. I got my cat to defend me. Don't I, Bruno? Will you defend me? Yeah. He's like the cat from He-Man. He kicks ass. I'm Aaron. You guys are the movie club. You guys rock. Bruno says hi, and I'll see you guys later.